Open up Instagram and scroll for just a few seconds. My guess is that you'll see at least a few perfectly edited shots of people you follow all living perfect lives, and if only your life could be like that, right? And herein lies the problem. Instagram and social media in general offer a fantastic platform for sharing your message and creating an audience, but there's a dark side to all this relentless posting, and that's comparison, living for the likes. Unfortunately, we now live in a world of constant comparison. We are so obsessed with getting likes, followers, and comments for social validation and gratification that it's fucking with our minds, literally. When you get a like on Instagram, your brain releases a little hit of dopamine, just as it does when you use cannabis, alcohol, or most other intoxicating substances. And this can be addictive. You never know how many likes you're going to get on a post, and there is something in that unpredictability that makes the process so irresistible. You know, have you ever found yourself posting on Facebook or Instagram, and for the next couple of hours you're just whipping out your phone to seeing who's liked and commented? That's this process of the dopamine release reward mechanism that's happening. So social media is what I like to call the highlight reel of your life. While you sit there scrolling through your feed and feeling like your life is inadequate, you're forgetting one really important thing. That glamorous fashion blogger has probably spent the last 30 minutes taking hundreds of photos to get just the right angle, lighting, and framing to make the photo pop. They may have even paid for a photo shoot in a private jet. So when you start comparing your life to those you follow, you stop creating the life that you want. You get sucked into feeling like your life is inadequate in some way, and the gap between where you are right now and where you think you should be widens. But what about inspiration? Looking at buff gym freaks will not give you six-pack abs. Liking that smoothie bowl photo will not make you healthier. Seeing the cute lovey-dovey photos of the photogenic couple will not make your relationship any better. This is not inspiration, it's distraction. Take a mental snapshot of how much content you consume versus how much you create. If you are spending more time consuming than creating, it should be obvious that you're heading down a slippery slope. How can you decide on the direction you want to go in life if all you're doing is filling your mind with unrealistic snapshots of other people's carefully curated lives? This clouds your vision and robs you of your motivation to actually do something meaningful. So let's talk about the kind of comparison that matters. Comparison can actually be a good thing. When you compare yourself today with the person you were yesterday, you can figure out if you're trending in the right direction. Have you put a stop to the endless worrying thoughts about failing that class at university or college, or meeting your client's lofty expectations on an important project? Are you able to respond with patience when someone slams on their brakes in front of you? This would indicate you're now better able to take control of your mind and the unconscious behaviors that were so deeply ingrained. If, on the other hand, you notice you are getting more angry, stressed, or anxious, you can make a commitment to respond differently next time. And this is how real change happens. When we stop looking outside to measure our progress and instead turn inward, the powerful human being we were always meant to be can finally begin to emerge. So if you're feeling up for a challenge, try this today. Stop using Instagram, delete it from your phone, and honor this commitment for 7 days. Then take some time and notice how you feel. According to studies, people spend 53 minutes per day on Instagram, and over the course of a week, that amounts to more than 6 hours. Imagine what you're going to be able to do with all this extra time. That's some serious space for exploring something creative. You can stop telling yourself that you don't have enough time and instead work on a skill or talent that you'll be proud of when you look back after 5 or 10 years of consistent practice. No one is going to reflect on their life wishing they had spent more time on Instagram or any other social media platform. After all, it's not actually real life. And that, guys, is the real message right there. Social media isn't a reflection of real life. It's people's highlight reel. It's what they want to show with the rest of the world. And I'm going to hold my hands up, and I'm guilty here. I show on my Facebook and my Instagram the good bits, right? I also do sometimes share stories of the tough times, the challenges that I faced in my life. But yeah, you don't see everything on there. And that's just something that needs to be taken into consideration when you're spending so much time on there and comparing yourself to other people. One of the real lessons here in this podcast that I want you to digest and take on board is that the time you spend doing pointless shit on social media or any other platform, whether that's on your laptop, on your phone, that time could be spent invested in something productive or creative. And this is a massive realization I had when I came out of my meditation retreat. I was spending so much time watching Netflix and YouTube that if I had actually put that time to good use, let's say learning the guitar or learning a new language, then I would be able to make so much progress. And if I stick with that over 1, 2, 5, 10 years, you look back, you'll have mastered that skill. You look back at that moment when you decided to change, and it might be insignificant right now, but I guarantee you, you will massively, massively appreciate that moment where you made a commitment to something greater than yourself, something that actually required some real effort and time to master. It doesn't take much energy, it doesn't take much effort to open up Facebook or Instagram and start scrolling. In fact, it takes very little mental energy at all, and that's kind of the dangerous thing, because your mind can easily go onto autopilot and unconscious mode, and that in itself is training your mind to drop into that state more often, and that's really not a good place to be. You want to be conscious, you want to be aware, you want to be able to make the decisions that you want to make that are going to progress your life forward. So I encourage you to take the challenge. Delete Instagram for 7 days, or Facebook, or whatever it is that you are using on a regular basis. Delete it for 7 days and then see how you feel. And I can almost guarantee you on day one, you're going to feel like, oh, should I install it again? Or maybe you're going to go and check it on the desktop and try and convince yourself that that doesn't count and that you're not cheating. Well, you are cheating, because that impulse, that unconscious feeling inside that's pulling you to whip out the phone or to reinstall the app or to check the browser, that's exactly what we're trying to get rid of. That's exactly what we're trying to expel. So when we become conscious of that, we can pause for a moment and ask ourselves, check in, is this behavior something that I want to engage in right now? What commitment have I made to myself for 7 days? Am I going to honor this commitment, or am I going to break this commitment just because I have this feeling, this uncomfortable, uneasy feeling that makes me feel like I'm not connected, that I'm missing out on something? I guarantee you, you're not missing out on anything. I know people who have quit social media, they don't go on Facebook, and they're some of the happiest people that I've ever met. There is no difference between how they're living their life now than how they were before, apart from all this free time that they have. And chances are probably feeling a little bit happier as well. You're not on there, you're not constantly seeing other people post their successes, post their travel photos, their baby photos, and you're just comparing your life against theirs, whether you're conscious of it or not. And I feel like that reducing the amount of social media exposure that we all have is really a healthy thing. It's a great tool, like I've already said, but we've got to be conscious of the usage. So when we open up social media, have a purpose. What are you going to do? Instead of just mindlessly flicking around, especially if you have a business or something that you can leverage social media with, it's a great tool, it's a great platform. So like with any dangerous tool, it can be used for good and for bad. So please use it wisely. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I know your time is extremely valuable, so if you've enjoyed today's content, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell so you get a notification next time I release another one of these videos. You can also leave me a comment below and let me know what part of this video resonated the most with you, or simply click that like button to let me know you enjoyed this content. And if you want to get your hands on a free 12-minute guided meditation that I recorded to help you manifest your dreams and create whatever you want in your life, go ahead and click the link in the description for your free download. And if you want to check out all the latest blog posts on my blog dabsofreality.com. The link is down there below as well, along with my Instagram and my Facebook page if you want to consider following me on those platforms. Until next time, catch you on the flip side.